Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and some more Star Wars gaming news. It's been a while since I talked about news because, well, there hasn't really been a lot of news. But there's a couple of snippets here that I wanted to talk about, most importantly about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the biggest Star Wars game this year by far, that has been highly anticipated now since obviously it was supposed to be out 2020. We do have Star Wars Hunters as well, but we know very little about that game and the hype is definitely not as big as for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So what news do we have today? Well, a little bit of calming news if you have been following the recent developments around the game. But first of all, just to recap, the game was first of all delayed from holiday 2020 to then spring 2021, and now it's been delayed again and we don't have a new release date. But there were a couple of rumors the last week or so popping up saying that Warner Bros. Was actually planning on selling both NetherRealm and TT Games, the developers of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which was obviously not something we wanted to hear. They've already had tons of issues with the game. There have been insiders saying that they're struggling with the development, and obviously the delays speak for themselves. So to potentially have a new owner of TT Games in the middle of finalizing LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga would not be ideal. But it came from some reliable sources, but luckily that original story, which was picked up by The Gamer, Remy Sklar from Warner Bros. Actually reached out to The Gamer with the following quote: "I can confirm NetherRealm Studios and TT Games will continue to remain a part of Warner Bros. Games and are all included in the Warner Media Discovery merger." So that definitely calms down that situation a little bit, and considering all the issues they've already had about the game, the last thing they want is probably more worries about the game, such as with a potential buyout like this. But again, it could still happen in the future. They might just be early talks, and there's really nothing that says that this will definitely not happen. But as for now, and hopefully all the way until the release of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, we don't have to worry about Warner Bros. Selling TT Games. And I also think it would be a quite bad timing to do that just as they're about to release one of their biggest games ever. In some more positive news, there was actually some updates made to the Steam store page for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. They added a client icon, which is basically the icon you see on your desktop when you install the game, and they also updated the game icon from the full game art to just Darth Vader. So what does this mean? It doesn't necessarily have to mean a lot, but at least it means that the marketing team is doing something. But I mean, it's not the biggest news that they're updating the icon on Steam, but the fact that they are doing it at least means that they're preparing, hopefully, for pre-orders sometime soon. Will they just release the game out of the blue, and that's why they've updated the Steam store page? Probably not. As much as some games do get kind of like a shadow release where they're like, here's the game, bam, you can buy it today. I don't think this is that sort of game. Star Wars games and LEGO games in particular do benefit from a quite long marketing period. They did do some marketing for the game like half a year ago, but then I guess when they figured out that they needed way more time to develop the game, they stopped that marketing, which is why it's been completely quiet now for a very long time. And the most probable scenario now is that once they know for certain, like 100% certain, that they will be able to deliver the game, let's say in October, just an example, they would go out and say, we're releasing the game in October, bam, that's when they're going to start marketing the game, because this game is definitely going to have months of very heavy marketing because it has a very big potential simply to be a huge game. So I don't think they're just going to be updating the Steam store page and all of a sudden you can pre-order the game and then the next day it's going to be out. But I still thought it was interesting that they updated the Steam page at all, because it means that something is at least happening behind the scenes there. So overall, for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga news, I definitely feel way more calm this week than I did last week, as all the silence around the game plus the rumor about them selling TT Games made it sound like this game was maybe not even coming out at all. But I still firmly believe the fact that this game is not gonna get cancelled like some of you are saying, because it's just too far into development. They've even done some marketing for it, so it is coming out. Be patient. I really hope it's gonna be this year, but it's hard to say. We'll simply have to be patient. In some other Star Wars gaming news, I want to talk a little bit about EA Star Wars and EA Play Live, which takes place 9 days from now. And they actually tweeted out something interesting the other day, saying, what are your top 3 favorite maps in Battlefront 2? Sound off below. And as you probably know, they've been very, very, very quiet about Battlefront 2, basically since they shut off the support of the game. And the last time they talked actively about it was probably during the Epic Games free week earlier this year. So, I mean, the fact that they're kind of just acknowledging that the game exists, people still playing it, is at least something that makes me happy. But does this mean that they're polling which 3 maps we want to see in Battlefront 3? No. They wouldn't do that on Twitter like that. And something that I keep getting asked during every live stream is, what do you think the odds are of a Battlefront 3 announcement at EA Play Live in next week? Well, I think the odds of a Battlefront 3 announcement or Battlefront game is about 0.5%. It is completely unlikely that they would announce a new Battlefront game while they are in the middle of promoting and launching Battlefield 2042. If Battlefront 3 is in the works or any other Battlefront game, it is in very, very early planning stages. So they definitely want to release Battlefield 2042, focus on that game, see how the game is actually perceived and how they could potentially move forward working on a new game before they even mention a new Battlefront game. So don't even think that there's going to be any talk about Battlefront at EA Play Live, as you will just get disappointed. What about Fallen Order 2 then? For that, I'm a bit 50-50. It's definitely in the works, and we know that game is happening at some point. Whether or not it's going to have a reveal at EA Play Live, I would say, again, about a 50% chance. I don't think it's going to be a full-blown reveal with gameplay trailer and all that kind of stuff, but if anything, it's going to be what they did a few years ago before Fallen Order, where they just said, oh, we're working on a Star Wars game called Fallen Order. That's basically what they said. And it wouldn't surprise me if they do the same thing here, just like officially confirming that they are working on a Fallen Order sequel, because they have kind of just hinted it so far. They haven't officially said that they are working on it. So that's really all I think they might have at EA Play Live in terms of Star Wars, maybe some Galaxy of Heroes. But honestly, this just hasn't been the year of Star Wars games, and I don't think the second half is going to be any different, to be completely honest. But to wrap up the video, here's meme of the day from Just Iniquity out on Reddit. It gave me a good chuckle because it's just so funny when you compare the way the characters play out in the movie and in the game. And yeah, trying to hit someone rolling can be incredibly infuriating, but it also feels good when you are playing as Han and you successfully dodge swing after swing after swing and sometimes even beat Vader in a one-on-one. Although I do think that Vader wins most of those battles. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button for all things Star Wars gaming. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.